Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your monthly reading for August 2025. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. This is that month. And if you're new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your spread. Then I'm going to break it down week by week. I'm going to talk about a lot more aspects and pull more cards. And we're going to do the second spread. And don't forget the blue asterisk, the best aspects of the month. Now, August, by the way, is going to be one for the books. It is like something that wasn't meant to touch water. It is electric. It is electrifying. It is sensational. It's also there's a lot of fire and air. So it's like very like oxygen to fire, like Shazam, right? You're going to feel this month, you being a fire sign. It is the least boring month of the year with the sheer magnitude of what's happening this month. Everything that we've been waiting for is here in August, okay? And lucky us, August is one of those long months with 31 days. And here's the thing. Remember that rare trine? Yeah, of course I'm going to bring that up. The Prism Portal, the name that I gave it. You're locked in. We're locked in. Okay. So I'll talk about that in a second. But remember what I said. It's this summer where you want to take all the action that you can to be where you want to be in your life by February 2026, which is the big reset. It's the, solar eclipse in Aquarius. It's like everything's happening in February 2026. Okay. And this is the last month. All right. September 1st would be the deadline. And that's because Saturn moves back into Pisces. And, so things get different. All right. Now, August. So off the Richter scale, A, B, Mars is changing signs. Venus is changing signs. Venus will conjunct Jupiter, your ruler. And that conjunction, first of all, the only one this month. And that is our annual gift from the universe when you have the two benefic planets. This is the most auspicious aspect. And we also have a rare cluster of I still can't quite process what's happening aspects over a weekend. It's the most bonkers weekend. Yeah. One of the most of 2025. And Mercury will officially go direct. And there will be one day. Yeah, there's more aspects on the back. There will be one day where Venus, will aspect all outer planets. And one day, we'll talk about it. And Uranus, by the way, fully in Gemini now. Planet gone wild. Exciting, though. In an exciting way. It's in your 7th house. I got some things to tell you, Sagittarius. But just know, with Uranus, the unexpected, surprises, breakthroughs, very Forrest Gump, very box of chocolates, okay? You just don't. Yeah? All right. So don't forget you're also in retrograde mode, right? Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Ceres, and Mercury for the first half. Retrograde, Mercury, the biggest thing. Let me guess. You've been refining, reassessing, reworking things from earlier this month, or last month, from July 1st, to improve them, including communication, technology, writing projects. There was probably some travel, there could have been some delays. There were some things where you were working on your inner wisdom. You were also maybe thinking about going back to school. Maybe you are a teacher. You had to adjust some things. Publishing, you were going back to writing projects, okay? Broadcasting, maybe, just maybe, you're thinking about starting a podcast and you had to put all the pieces together, okay? And you're still in that mode. Anyway, that's what's going on right now. Remember, these retrogrades are really good for you, all right? They're giving you a lot of perspective, but don't forget, we're in Leo season the first half. What does that mean? With Mercury retrograde in Leo as well, Sun in Leo, your 9th house, that's your home, Sagittarius. You rule the 9th house, which is spirituality. It is belief. It is self-belief. It's inner wisdom. It's like the, ancient wisdom, okay? The philosopher. It's all about philosophy. It's all about expanding your mind, okay? It's all about the big picture. So you've been going through those moments, and Leo energy is very creative. It's all about passion and love and you tapping into your inner child. Heart-based living. Remember, Leo's a heart, all right? And finally, the rare minor grand trine, that magic pyramid, what I call the prism portal, where you have the 4 outer planets, okay? Saturn, conjunct Neptune in Aries at the apex, sextile Uranus in Gemini, sextile Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus trine Pluto. So that's officially locked and loaded as of July, okay? And they're all connecting. They're all working with each other right now to create your new era. This once a lifetime alignment nobody on Earth has ever experienced. I promised you, I would tell you when we really feel that energy, and we are here in August, okay? In fact, over 90% of the aspects, planetary aspects this month, yeah, they're all part of the prism portal, and they're all between 0 to 2 degrees of new beginnings. So this alignment that you are feeling, that you're going to feel for the next few years, but really feel in August, this alignment breaks down who you were to make you who you're meant to be, the new you, okay? Sagittarius, there are Greek gods watching from above. They've been waiting for this month. This is a big month. Let's get started. Actually, I'm just looking at, so I was looking at what was going on for y'all. What happened around July 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, around that time, regarding career and work, maybe even health, maybe even your daily activities? There was something there. There could have been some big adjustment when we had the moon in Taurus, Mars conjuncting the South Node in Virgo, the bending of the nodes with Venus. Just letting you know, okay? There could have been something there. Your daily activities. Yeah, okay? Remember, Mercury's retrograde, so you were processing things. Now, when we enter August, it may be a little bit emotional because you see, we got Venus square Saturn and Neptune. Now, I'm going to spend a little time here with you on this because there's something big here happening for you. You've got Venus, the planet of love and relationships and creativity and money and beauty, and she's sweet and she brings you all these pleasures. Well, she's grounded by Saturn and Neptune. Remember, they're conjuncting in Aries, which is your 5th house of true love and romance, as well as children and family and pleasures and fun and creativity, creative projects, sex. It's procreation, yeah? And Saturn and Neptune, they want different things. They bring different things to the table. Remember, Saturn is like realism and Neptune is what's ideal. You know, Saturn builds, Neptune dissolves. And Venus is compromise and harmony. So you've got to work with these energies, okay? Venus being in your Cancer right now. This is a big deal. It's a huge deal for you, okay? Remember, Venus in Cancer. Cancer rules your 8th house. And that is partnership building. That is relationship building. And it can be career. It can be business partner. It can be like your relationship with your investor. But love is a big thing here. It's Venus, okay? So keep that in mind because you have Venus squaring Saturn and Neptune in your 5th, which has to do with love. All right? So it's all about harmony. And Venus in Cancer can be a little emotional, can be a little bit sensitive. It could even be over nurturing. So the 8th house, you got Venus in Cancer. The 8th house is transformation. It's death and rebirth. It's this new you from the get-go. Okay? Now, there may be something here where it can be like a relationship with your father figure, male boss as well. There could be something here. Saturn is bringing those reality checks and he's bringing those little squeezes when it comes to love and money and even home and family, to be honest. Remember, you still even have the North Node in your 4th house, your domestic sector. So there may be something here where you may be a little bit defensive and, again, even a little extra sensitive. You have nothing to worry about, all right? That's Neptune, just to let you know. So if someone makes a dad joke about hotel buffets, you might take it personally. That's what I'm saying. It's not about you. Just people are going to be oversensitive, but I see what's happening here. It may be strong, okay? For Sagittarius, so stay frosty, be cool. Remember, it's all about compromise. With Venus here, channel your energy constructively and practice patience. That is Saturn in Aries. I've been telling you, wax on, wax off. Patience is your BFF right now, okay? Because when Venus squares Neptune at the same time, that's little sister, big sister. Yeah. So there is a little bit of like la la land. There's a little bit of fog, maybe even deception, but also escapism, okay? You might think, because for you, yeah, there's a little bit of like, again, there's a little bit of Miss Doubtfire energy, okay? You got to be your authentic self. There's just, you do you, okay? Don't forget who you are on your path to enlightenment, okay? Just also don't be hard on yourself, because there may be something here with a boss. There may be something here with career, because you still have Mars and Virgo at this point, which can be self-critical. And that's why I'm saying, I'm going to spend a little time with you. A great way for you to use this day, it's Venus and Neptune. Yeah. So it's artistry, it's creativity. It's listening to music, hemisync. I've talked about that. Just FYI. All right. Now, the other thing is, and don't let anyone take your power. That's the biggest thing. The other thing is that the reason why this may be a little bit more, I'm spending more time with you, Sagittarius, on this, is because the moon will be in Scorpio. And as you know, that has a little kick to it, but the moon will be in Scorpio conjuncting Juno. I'll talk about her later. This is your 12th house. And so the lower expression of that can be a little bit of self-sabotage. It could be a little bit of people that you thought were on your side. You're now seeing them in a different light. So just, it's all about compromise and being true to yourself and vibrating at that high frequency. You're going to be fine. All right. You're going to be absolutely fine. You do have Mercury and the sun in Leo. What is that? Ruby, what is it? Okay. Now, I am filming this while Mercury's retrograde with Uranus on my ascendant. There's going to be some things. Okay. Now, Wednesday, August 6th. Come, Ruby, come. There you go. Good girl. Wednesday, August 6th. That's when you got Mars moving into Libra. Very, very different energy from Mars and Virgo. Huge. Okay? Huge. You had a lot of career stuff happening. You still have a lot of career stuff happening. That is your house of fame as well, if you're not for a career. Public reputation, your public image, what you want to be known for. But Mars is in Libra. You're going to feel that. You being a fire sign, Libra being air. Okay? Mars, as you know, is action, drive, passion. It's in Libra. But relationships, after all, yeah. And so, yeah, there's libido, okay? And so there's gonna be a lot of activity with Mars and Libra until September 22nd. With marriage, with relationships, personal relationships. It can be work relationships. It can legal matters as well. Now, this is also, Libra is like peace, harmony, diplomacy. Mars will be here until September 22nd. Okay. So basically, Mars can be a little passive aggressive here, but just use Mars for bringing that justice and fairness. Okay. In your life, because you're going to feel Mars very intensely up until the 17th for two reasons. One, I talked about Juno. Juno just happens to be Jupiter's wife, Zeus's wife, right? Juno is Libra's asteroid. So Juno represents truth, justice, fairness in partnerships, marriage, commitments. Okay? Very active. Absolutely active. You're going to be thinking about that fairness when it comes to that strongly with Mars and Libra at the same time. All right? The other thing is, the reason why you're going to feel Mars and Libra very strongly, and here's the thing, Libra does rule your 11th house. You're thinking about your future. Big time. 11th house is your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, and commitments. It's also your social network, benefactors, allies, friendships, groups you belong to, social media, all of that. You got Uranus and Gemini in your 7th of partnerships and relationships. You're going to have a lot of energy around partnerships and relationships. But then when I see what's going on for you, you're going to have a lot of contracts. There's going to be a lot of contracts you're signing. There's got to be a lot. There may be more than one. Let's just keep it that way, okay? Legal matters, even something that has to do with the courts, as in You might be getting married this month. All right. So anyway, Mars in Libra for the first up until the 17th from this point is creating this grand air trine. And this is special. Okay. All the air signs. Remember, Mars. Now you got Mars in Libra, Uranus, Gemini, Pluto, and Aquarius. All the air signs, right? So they're all working as a team. You're just gonna see this play out. I mean, you call it a triple trine if you want to. They're all at those early degrees, 0 to 2 degrees. There's something big happening for you right now. Because remember, Mars is leading the brigade here in terms of your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, dreams. Pluto and Aquarius in your third house of agreements and even contracts, signing things, writing things, creative writing as well, internet, starting a blog, starting things online, but also launching things, launching businesses, selling things, and travel. And Uranus and Gemini in your 7th house. Relationships, partnerships, contracts. So you got a lot happening here. And Mars in Libra is also like making amends as well. You know, making up and things like that. Remember, Mercury and Leo, things, circumstances from the past could be coming back around. Anyway, there's stuff happening, all right, for you. Big stuff. Now, and just think like Libra is the justice card, right? So that's what you're seeking here. That's what you're seeking for the, pretty much all month, but strongly. Until the 17th, think about like integrity, diplomacy, karma, consequences with the actions you take. That's why I always say take inspired actions. Yeah. Everything that's not your authentic self, remember, it's a justice card. You have the judge with a sword. Mars can be a sword. You use that sword. What's not fair to you? Yeah. Keep that in mind. Now, the other thing is, welcome to the most bonkers weekend. This is what I call the anything goes convergence point. This is a little bit out of control. And yeah, there's more on the back, but let me just tell you what's happening. So you got Mars trine Uranus, Mars opposite Saturn, Mars opposite Neptune, full moon in Aquarius, Mars trine Pluto, and then Saturn sextile Uranus, Venus conjunct Jupiter, and Mercury going direct. That's a lot. That's a lot. We'll talk about it next week in your weekly forecast. And that does include Monday. I'm making it a long weekend, but you see how there are all those incredibly major aspects, including one. Let's start with that one, okay? You see it. Yeah, I wrote them out. August 8th. Just in this cluster of dates. August 8th. Yeah, that's the Lionsgate portal. 8/8. I talked about my last live stream, but we'll talk about it again next week. Mars will trine Uranus. So this is insane. This is happening at 1 degree. That 1 degree is the degree of new beginnings, that initiator degree. This is rare. It happens once a year. And it's one of the most exciting trines. Remember, trines are favorable. They're in your favor. They're like a luck magnet. And you've got Mars trine Uranus, Mars in Libra, trining Uranus and Gemini. What the heck? You got Mars in your 11th house of not only your social network, groups you belong to, humanity, the masses, but also Uranus and Gemini in your 7th house of relationships, marriage, partnerships, contracts. This is insane. There's something big happening for you because when Mars and Uranus gets together in a trine, in 2 air signs, by the way, this is a big radical breakthrough. There's no breaks. This is wild, and it's fun, and it's stimulating, and it's innovation, evolution, revolution, freedom, everything that Uranus represents. This is like making progress in your sleep. That's how beneficial Mars trine Uranus is. But this is, I've said Uranus and Gemini alone is reinventing yourself. That when you have Mars, a planet of passion and action, in a trine with Uranus right now, in those 2 places that I said, wow, there's a whole new you, okay? That's upgrade, very Katniss Everdeen. Because remember, you're still becoming that spiritual leader. You're becoming that leader and a lot more confident with Saturn and Neptune. Like, this is big. This is you taking risks. This is you even maybe taking a full change in direction toward your legacy. This is your big break. We'll talk about it next week, okay? It's huge. Now, Mars opposite Saturn and Neptune. Same day, August 8th. You're going to feel this days before, days after. let's start with Mars opposite Saturn. And again, we'll talk more about this next week. I'm just going to give you a little bit of this. Only happens every 2 years, though. Okay? You got the two malefic planets. And they are very like come at me, bro energy. And again, the fact that you have Mars in Libra, that has to do with partnerships, relationships, Saturn in your 5th house of true love and romance, there may be something here. There may be something here that you have to identify. Okay? It can be creative projects. It doesn't have to be love and relationships. It can be any type of partnerships. Your relationship with your agent, your, lawyer. It doesn't matter. Mars is fast. Saturn is slow. Mars is detriment in Libra. And Saturn just happens to be in its fall in Aries. So this is a little awkward. But it's still strong. And they are the fun. They're two TSA agents right now. A boomer and a Gen Z. And they're pulling you to the side. They're like random check Sagittarius on your spiritual journey. And Mars is going to be looking for cracks, okay? In terms of your future host, which is long-term goals, dreams, harmony, peace. Saturn, who is karma, by the way, wants you to learn a lesson this day. And this is the day when you will find out what that lesson is. It will have to do with love, creativity, marriage, your passions, and let's just say intimacy. Okay? Now, as well as money, by the way, to be honest. Yeah. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. There may be something here with contracts. Remember, wax on, wax off, Saturn in Aries. Practice patience, all right? Saturn is the karma police. And you're going to be fine. It's just a little bit of a speed bump. You're going to make your flight, okay? To Boston, wherever you're going. Now, Mars opposite Neptune, just be realistic. That's all it is about your visions, about your future dreams and visions. Avoid delusion, avoid escapism. You're going to be fine, okay? This is a lot of cardinal energy. I'm not going to lie. That's got to be, remember, that's that pioneering spirit, that initiator, that leadership energy. There's a lot here. And I told you, Saturn's going to be testing you throughout this prison portal. So connect with the ether, go out in nature, do some grounding should you need to. Everyone's going to feel it differently. But the fact that you do have Pluto conjunct the moon on this day, there may be something here. The biggest thing for you, Sagittarius, is the first week, just try to avoid the lower expression of like the 12th house, which is happening for you, would be like self-sabotage. Okay. So that starts on day 1 on August 1st with the moon in Scorpio. All right. That rules your 12th house. And then the great thing is that after that, about August 3rd to the 5th, the moon will be in your sign. And again, we'll talk about that more next week, but that's when you get moments to, you'll feel things, maybe even that nurturing energy, the maternal side, paternal side. Saturday, August 9th or Sunday, August 10th, really depending on where you live, honestly. Full moon in Aquarius happening at 4 a.m. on the 10th. Okay. My time, Eastern Standard Time. Now, remember, we have that perfect golden triangle, air trine, Mars, Uranus, Pluto in Aquarius. And now you have the full moon in Aquarius. I mean, this, and with Mars exile Uranus being the ruler for Aquarius, like you have absolute no idea. This is absolutely amazing for you. This is one of the best full moons. Okay. Sure, Mars is not seeing eye to eye with Saturn. That's a little speed bump. Remember, it's how you handle that energy. But this full moon, huge breakthrough. This is freedom. That's Aquarius energy. It's genius energy. It's innovation, but it's also community. Remember, Aquarius is the collective. So what is this? This is a collective awakening, this full moon in Aquarius. And remember, I've told you the moon has an impact on our emotions. We know that through astrology. We know that just by living, the moon has an impact on us as it does like the ocean tides. It locks the tides. Water is emotions. We are made of 60 to 70% water. And planets are energy. We are going to feel this. When I say this full moon is all about the collective, all 8 billion people on this planet, yeah. This is going to be felt. And remember, new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius at the time of the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, February 2026. But this is more about your role. And Pluto in Aquarius, that's your third house. So it just seems like there's some big important conversation that you're having this time. All right, we'll talk about more next week. Now, and it may be with like mother, or you being a mother, maternal role, grandmother, maybe even a female boss. Anyway, so Sunday, August 10th, that's when you have Mars trine Pluto in Aquarius. And that's exact. That's at 2 degrees. That's when you really feel this. Another once a year aspect, very rare. But do you see what's happening here? You have Mars in Libra, right? Libra rules your 11th house. What did I say that was? Your future hopes, long-term goals, wishes, dreams. Just think about just your future, but also your social network, your friendships, your groups you belong to, communities, and the collective, because the 11th house is Aquarius ruled. So when you have Mars in Libra in your 11th house trining Pluto in Aquarius, that rules that 11th house. Sagittarius, that's big. There's something here with partnerships, relationships as well. There's something here with friendships. There's something here with signing something. There's something here with big conversations that you're having big conversations, big awakenings as part of your awakening. Okay. And you're launching things. Okay. Everything I said about the third house, writing and businesses, and even like your local community, maybe something online, but you're also maybe teaching something, learning something, taking a course. This is huge. This is unstoppable energy. It is get the out of my way with Mars and Pluto, the two most powerful planets, in a trine working in your favor. So this is conquer level energy. Okay. Like She-Ra. It's true stamina. We'll talk about it next week. Pluto, by the way, remember, is transformation. So you're going to feel this. And yes, it's Mars and Pluto. There really is something big happening with friendships too, for y'all. But there's so many agreements that you're making. And then again, I just see there's more than one contracts probably in the mix. Okay. And agreements. Now, Monday, the 11th, are we even? Yeah. Where are we? Okay. So yeah, you see Saturn sextile Uranus. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is so rare. You've already been getting a sample of Saturn sextile Uranus the past month, right? As part of the prism portal. But this is now at 1 degree. It's perfecting. This is that initiator degree of new beginnings. We have not seen this since 1996, which was when we had the Atlanta Olympics. And yes, I remember I was there because I'm from Atlanta, but this is enormous because Saturn sextile Uranus is going to change your life. Saturn, again, is in Aries in your 5th, right? So relationships, love, fun, pleasure, creative projects. Saturn brings long-term commitments, longevity. Sextiling Uranus in your 7th house of partnerships, commitments, contracts. And Saturn natively ruling your 2nd house of income, salary, finances, self-worth, self-value. Do you see how something is majorly changing your life? This is a sextile. It's a window of opportunity for you to thrive and prosper. Nothing happens if you don't take action. You have to take that inspired action. And remember, this is a rare window that you have not had for over this millennium. What is it? Millennium. Anyway, Y2K. This is insane. It's all about your awakening. There's change here, progress, with great discipline and structure. And again, that long lasting, even you becoming an authority. Remember, Saturn in Aries is mastery of self. Uranus in Gemini is you being your authentic self. There's a new you. There's new traditions being planted. You're doing it right now. All right. Now, another thing that's happening is that same day, Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. So when I say partnerships and relationships and money is going to be a big theme for you this month, oh, you better believe it. You got Venus, right? You got the 2 benefic planets, first of all, with the only conjunction this month. Yeah. You're going to start feeling this around the 8th, by the way, up until 18th, 19th. But you've got and please mark your calendar. This is the golden buzzer of the month. You've got Venus. Yeah. In Cancer. Venus, all about love and relationships and money and creativity, everything that your heart desires. With your ruler, Jupiter, which is all about luck and good fortune and expansion and abundance. These two planets want the best for you. And they're conjuncting. They're planting this big seed in your 8th house, which is death and rebirth, transformation, and making money. It's the wealth house, 8th house, wealth building. And when I say that, that's royalties, that's commissions, that's bonuses, that's investments, inheritance, loans, taxes, things like that, but also partnership building. And it can be business if you're not here for love, but it can be both. Okay. So you see what's happening for you. If you're single, by the way, what we'll talk about in your weekly forecast. You know what's happening with Uranus and Saturn. Long-term, right? Uranus surprises, unexpected, long-term commitments. You better take advantage, if you're single, of this time, okay? This is insane. It's bonkers. Again, we'll talk about more in your weekly forecast. Now, the same day Mercury will go direct. Mercury, direct, staying in Leo. Your 9th house, that's your home. Again, you're going to have a lot of clarity. You're going to be doing negotiations. There's going to be a lot of movement here. All right. Maybe even travel. Travel seems really big for you. Okay. If not traveling of the mind, or meeting people from foreign lands, foreign cultures, overseas. It's also just like inner, higher mind and inner wisdom, spirituality, your belief system. And yeah, this is when Mercury goes direct. So you're just going to see a lot of movement. And Great Awakener, my site. You know what happened when, Mercury had an impact on me. So August 12th. All right. Actually, you can go to the site now, and there's this little thing where you can sign up for updates. But remember, longer predictions. And if you're new to my channel, I do predictions on the live streams, different from, okay? But deep dives into world events, world astrology. I'm teaching astrology. I'm doing tarot, free tarot readings, daily tarot horoscopes as well, all 12 signs. And birth charts. Yeah, we'll look at birth charts. For instance, by the way, for you Sagittarius, just look at the Leo area of your chart, what house it's in. Mercury was likely connecting with a planet, maybe not, but even still, and for me, Leo rules my 3rd house, which is Mercury's home. So yeah, I had some tech issues, okay, developer issues, writing stuff, communication. Anyway, Thursday, August 14th. This is big, okay? We will talk about this more in your weekly forecast. Mercury sextile Mars. This is such a big deal for you, whole other level. And this is also super rare. Now, these planets move so fast that the reason why it's rare, it's a quick one-time quickie, when Mercury sextile Mars. They're perfecting twice, August 14th and the 18th. So therefore, you're going to feel this for about 10 days. When I say this is a rare month, Mercury in Leo in your 9th, sextile Mars in Libra in your 11th, your future hopes, wishes, your future, your long-term commitments, goals, all of that. You're signing something. A lot of you are getting married. There may be something here with a group that you're launching, or something that you're launching or teaching or joining. And friendships, something here with friendships. But I did tell you last week that when Mercury goes direct, he's going to be like a bullet train. You see why. All right. So we'll talk about more in your weekly forecast. Just remember this Leo energy spotlight on you. Now, what else there's so much happening. Friday, the 22nd, we move into Virgo season. So for the next 4 weeks, it's like all that fun. You've been having fun. You had a lot going on, but now it's getting down to business. It's Virgo. It's earthy. It's checking off your to-do list. It's being practical, getting organized, focusing on service to others, hospitality, health, your work, especially your work. Yeah, because Virgo rules your 10th house at career and fame. So that's your focus for the next 4 weeks from this point forward. Okay. And you do see, right? August 22nd or the 23rd, depending on where you live, new moon in Virgo. That's happening 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 23rd. August 23rd, you have a new moon at 0 degrees. I mean, come on. When we talk about new beginnings, and it's happening in Virgo, Earth sign, and this is very fertile soil in your 10th house of fame and career and your public image and your reputation and honors and achievements, you could win the Nobel Prize. You got Uranus bringing you surprises, good surprises all month. You're good. Please. I mean, we'll talk. This new moon is so pivotal. We'll talk about it. Okay. When we get to that week, remember, it's part of the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo happening just a month later. You got so much happening in that 10th house of fame. I want to be your friend. Anyway, Sunday the 21st, 4th. Yeah, the sun squares Uranus. Just be flexible. You're a mutable sign. You're going to be fine. You got Sun in Virgo, mutable sign. Uranus in Gemini, mutable sign. You're a mutable sign. Just get ready to adapt to something that may come unpredictably. Okay? Now, Monday, August 25th, you have Venus moving into Leo. I like this for you. I mean, you got Mercury, Hermes, right? Handing off the baton to Venus. Everything that you've been learning, processing, redoing, revising. Venus is the heart. Venus is moving into Leo. What did I say? Leo is a heart. You're going to love this. It's in your house, the 9th house. And Tuesday, the 26th, now you have Venus. And please mark this in your calendar. This is the day that Venus has 4 aspects on this day. All the outer planets in 0 and 1 degree. So reset, new beginning when it comes to love, relationships, creativity, creative projects, money, all of that. This is really big. We'll talk about it later, okay? But just to give you a little bit of an idea of what's happening here, you've got Venus trine Saturn, right? So there's support, stability in your commitments. It's very karmic. And that actually happens. That starts August 25th. But remember, this is the concentration on the 26th. Then you have Venus sextile Uranus. So you have the planet of love and money and relationships. Sextile Uranus and Gemini in your 7th house of relationships and love and marriage and contracts, breakthroughs right here for you. Then you have Venus trine Neptune. So that's like just this transcendent creativity. And then lastly, Venus opposite Pluto. So yeah, there could be some revelations that come up this day. Big. Now, the last thing, and it's almost like we say the best for last. It really does need a drum roll. You have Uranus and Gemini sextile Neptune in Aries. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, this is August 28th. Remember, these planets are new signs. We've never experienced, nobody has ever experienced this. The last time this happened, in general, this sextile with Uranus and Neptune, 2 very outer planets, was 1965 to 1969. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is going to change your life, okay? Remember, Uranus and Gemini is the mind. It's the mind, the conscious, right? Communication, the future, breakthroughs. And then you have Neptune in Aries, which is the dream, Neptune, spirituality, higher mind. Think about the late 60s. That's what's happening here. This is whimsical, and it's joyful, it's visionary, and it's consciousness expanding, which I talked about for many months now. This is honestly like this is like the new Burning Man, okay? Without the sponsors. And remember, they're outer planets. This is locked in for 2 years until 2027. And remember, I said that 2025 to 2027, the most pivotal, important years of the decade. And then this prison portal, you're going to feel for many years, pretty much till 2032. Okay? So your life is changing in a really big way. Obviously, this is going to have a huge impact on you being a fire sign, but you've got Uranus and Gemini in your 7th house, partnerships, relationships, commitments, all of that. Sextiling Neptune in Aries, your 5th house, fun and pleasure. True love and romance, creative projects, self-expression, hobbies, recreation. This is big. This is really big. Let's get started. There's so much happening here. All right, Sagittarius, but let's see what's going on for you. Okay, for August 2025, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, so. Oh my goodness. I mean, when I say off the charts, I mean, just by default, you being a fire sign with all this fire and air energy, Sagittarius, you're really going to feel it. I do a traditional Celtic Cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a monthly reading. And yeah, if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. And you know I love y'all, Sagittarius. Thanks so much for being here. I love how you saw that interaction with me and Ruby. All right, so yeah, there's going to be change. There's got to be change. Let's. You want to get into it? Let's get into it. Or look at this. You got the devil. Yeah. So it's time. It's time. The biggest thing here, it does look like there's something that you're looking at the wrong way. All right. And I'm not saying that you personally, I'm saying Sagittarius, like with what's happening as we kick off the month, what I told you, Neptune, illusion, delusion, confusion, even escapism. But then it's in Scorpio. The moon's in Scorpio in your 12th house, which is self-sabotage, which is not facing your fears, which is withdrawal, which is, you know, hidden enemies. There's a lot there. Okay. Even like addictions and things like that. There you go, the devil. So the devil is Capricorn. Capricorn rules her second house. So it could have to do something with, first of all, partnerships or relationships, which I said it's going to be a big thing for you. It can be career. Yeah. It can be love. It could be like a toxic boss, whatever resonates with you. But the second house is self-worth, self-value. Yeah. Keep that in mind. There may be something here with money as well. Second house is finances. You've got Jupiter, Venus, and Cancer, 8th house, which is also it's the other money house. So you got some money stuff, okay? This is also pessimistic thinking. We've got to let that go, all right? Remember that Moon in Scorpio is the kicker. It's in your 12th. There could be some self-sabotage energy with the squares to Neptune. Same thing, okay? What do you have to break free from? You've got Uranus helping you. What you got Mars and Libra helping you, right? That peace, that harmony. What do you have to break free from, right? You see the two people from the Lovers card, by the way. Lovers card attributed to Gemini. You've got Uranus in Gemini in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. What do you have to break free from, okay? In order to break free from these chains, which are loose, and you've got to know what the chains are. This card is bad behaviors, it's addiction, it's codependency, it's just going along with things. But again, the biggest thing is like there could be some like something that's making you not letting you see something that you have to see. But when you break free, look what you got. You got the Knight of Pentacles in the heart of your spread. It's a monthly forecast. How amazing is that? Yeah. And the Knight of Pentacles, by the way, very practical, very pragmatic, really just look at I'm going to show you something here. You see the oak trees all the way in the back? You see the oak leaves in his helmet, even in his horse. So here's the thing. He's connected to his future. What did I just say? You've got Mars and Libra in your 11th house, all about the future. But you've also got Pluto and Aquarius as part of this prism portal. Future. And then Uranus and Gemini, Uranus being Aquarius' ruling planet. Your 7th house. Commitments. Partnerships. So Pentacles, yeah, wealth, money. What I just said, you're going to be setting yourself up for the long term. That's going to be your big focus. And you're going to be very devoted, very dedicated, very diligent, and patient. He's the most patient knight. And knights, they all take action. They all serve a purpose. They all have a purpose. They all feel driven. He's in it for the long term. This is great. Okay, now you got the Hermit. Very interesting. Yeah. There's two things here. A, the Hermit is Virgo. Okay. And remember, you had that South Node in Virgo. I told you even last month, Mars conjuncting the South Node in Virgo. I said what happened July 18th, 19th, 20th, 21. There could have been something there, but we've had a lot of South Node activations, right? It depends on your chart. So every Sagittarius is different. There is something here where two things. A, we really, really need to. You may have to do some shadow work, okay? Coming after the devil, yeah? Is there something that and when I say shadow work, it's like confronting parts of ourselves that we don't even like to see ourselves. Maybe pay attention to this with the siren going off. And even things that we don't like other people seeing, you know, they may see it as a weakness. We've got to unroot that, okay? Because I just told you about the 12th house, which is self-sabotage, but it is also the subconscious. What is the subconscious? It's where we store our memories. So things that you've been telling yourself over and over and over, many, many, many years, we've got to now confront that and say, nope, that's not me anymore. Out with the old, in with the new. That's what August is. We are here. It's that month, okay? So, secondly, there is clearly someone here that is leading you the wrong way. You're not getting the best advice from someone. You're not getting the best. It's almost like they're stunting your emotional growth, your spiritual growth. And a lot of can be really career related. FYI for a lot of y'all, but y'all are very different. So anyway, interesting. You just all this Virgo energy. Yeah. Remember, Virgo for you rules your 10th house of career, public image, honors, achievements, social status, leadership, things like that. You've got the South Node there all year. It's been asking you to just continue to learn your lessons. It's the karmic South Node. All right. Now, 7 of Pentacles. Okay. In your crown. Yeah. Look, do you want change? Something's not working and you know it. It's in your crown. All right. And again, there is something here about setting yourself up for the long term. Some of y'all could have felt that. You may have at this point. Wait until Mercury goes direct. Just continue to reassess, rethink, use these retrogrades because you do have the 9 of Wands and the root of your spread. 2 things here. This is your card. This card actually is attributed to Moon in Sagittarius. So the first week may be really strong for you. And there's something here where you maybe just the good news is it is like a card where it's like you're not giving up. But you got to ask yourself, is there something here where you have to consider, are you holding on to something you're not ready to give up that you secretly know you have to in order for this new era? Yeah, you have to. But again, it comes down to you. Moon in Sagittarius, okay? That's the second decan, all right? And so Moon, emotions, feelings, subconscious. Explore, go deep. You're meant to go deep. To have this amazing, long-lasting stability, structure, all of that with wealth, the foundations of your life. Even, remember, pentacles are your physical reality, so it doesn't have to be money. It can be a relationship. Long-term. 3 of Swords. In your future, there's something here. Mars is going to be in Libra. This card is attributed to Libra, by the way. Mars is going to be in Libra. There's going to be something here where, yeah, remember I said Mars can be a little passive aggressive and it can be a little in Libra. Libra's not the best decision makers either, just to, generalize. But yeah, they want harmony for everybody. But anyway, there's something here where it's, yeah, there's an experience you're going to have that may be emotional. Okay. But it seems like you were meant to go through it. There's a lot of growth, but it starts with you recognizing what's got to go. Yeah? What has got to go? You see him looking back. He's looking back. He's looking forward. He's ready. So go deep. What has got to go? All right. I'll clarify that too later. By the way, let's look at your stuff. Okay. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Sagittarius, tell me what's going on. Honestly, there's big stuff happening. But remember, you have a Venus, Jupiter conjunction in your 8th house. Okay. So you already see that here. What did I say? Money, wealth building, relationship building, all of that with that Knight of Pentacles. That's amazing. So you got to see some things are meant for you. Okay. All right. There you go. You're going to be fine as long as you take that time to go deep, all right? And stop listening to someone that you got to trust your intuition in terms of who that is. Yeah, the 10 of Cups. You deserve this. This is happy everything. It's only rainbow and tarot indicating this promising future. Look at the happy couple. Look at the happy children. What did I say? You have Saturn, Neptune in your 5th house of true love and family and children. But this is also, again, it's just cups. There's total enlightenment, emotions, feelings. All right. A lot of things in the home sector happening for you right now. But again, this can be career. This can be wherever you want it. You got to just move toward it. Okay? You got the Hanged Man. You're, like I said, from the get-go, you're going to have a shift in perspective. Don't resist it. Okay? Do not resist it. And you've got to go deep. Take some time. I told you, go to the lake, sit with the frogs, whatever you got to do. Okay? Bring the crystals. Have some time. Let things out. Okay? Especially with the full moon. It's a good time to release. But you've got the Hanged Man, which is all about having this enlightenment, right? And you see him, he's hanged himself upside down. He did this because the old ways were no longer working. He now needs to see the world in a different way, right? And he wants to. You see the smile on his face. This is saying something's not working anymore. You have to see things in new ways. In fact, Three of Swords, yeah, we call this like the heartbreak card, etc. It's still a sword suit. It's up here. It's up here. Okay? Communication, thinking, logic, and that's what you want anyway with the Knight of Swords. Your third card. And this card is all, look, this is being bold and courageous, and he's going into the storm. Don't be afraid. You're going to be fine. Once you let some things go, you're going to be, right? Especially up here, processing things. What did I say when Mercury goes direct? Going to be like a bullet train, okay? And the Knight of Swords, by the way, is Gemini. So it looks like there's something here with partnerships, contracts, marriage, legal matters, relationships, one-on-one connections. You're good. Your final outcome, you have the Ace of Cups. So when I say this is a month, there's something new happening for you. Oh, you got a lot to look forward to. This is tears of joy. It even looks like tears coming out of that chalice. This is the Holy Grail, by the way. We call this the Heart of Tarot. And this is an ace. The Hand of Spirit offering you this new opportunity, this new love, this new romance, new relationship. I did tell you that this is a month also of like making amends and things like that. So it could be a current relationship, whatever it is, okay? New job, whatever is going to make your cup overflow, right? This is not cup half full, it's overflowing. You're good. And by the way, because you have so much partnership, relationship, marriage stuff here, look at the dove, right? So Mars in Libra, come on. That is very like peace, the dove, universal symbol of peace and harmony, etc. But doves also mate for life. And you got something long, remember, even with the aspect, even with that, all about the long term. So there's a something here where it's like you've got to look at something in a different way, but completely different way. Completely different way. You've got to break yourself free from those chains, all right? And reassess. Think about, am I satisfied with this relationship, with this job, with this, right? Whatever it is for y'all. It could even literally be investments. Okay, so I was going to clarify that Three of Swords. Yeah, there you go. There's a breakthrough. Remember, I said it's up here. It's up here. You got two aces. Like, don't even play with me. It's in your future. You're going to go through an emotional experience. It was meant to be. You learn from it, right? Learning is up here. The mind. Ace of Swords, the biggest breakthrough. You even see the olive branch here. What I say about making up, that could even be, it's whatever you need to do. But you're going to come out on the other side with something brand new for you. All right? And this is contracts too. Also agreements. A lot of y'all really are getting married, to be honest, or meeting your soulmate or creative soulmate, creative partner or a business or something like that. That's big, okay? This is having that mental breakthrough as well. You see that crown. Anyway, Ruby, I gotta, okay, can you give me a second? I'm gonna break everything down for you, but I'll be right back. Okay, Sagittarius, I am sorry about that, and I am back. Let's break it down week by week. I am looking at the first week, so now you know, right? Okay, can be maybe an emotional start to August with Venus square Saturn, Neptune, Moon in Scorpio, but then you got the Moon going in your sign. We'll talk about next week. The second spread, Mars enters Libra August 6th. Do you know all about that? That's amazing for you. August 8th, we have the Lionsgate portal 8/8 with Mars trine Uranus. There's so many things happening. It's just bonkers. We have the oppositions with Mars. the full moon in Aquarius. There's so much. You see, there's so much. Mars trining Pluto, so much that first week. Let's see what's going on. All right, let's see what's going on for you for the first week of August. Oh, yeah. So, hello, your life is going to change like right off the bat. And it just feels like you want it. There's something here that it's almost like you haven't gotten what you wanted. There's a lot. And again, that's why the, retrogrades are coming up really strongly. That's really nice. And it's truly going to help your self-worth, self-value. I'm looking at the camera now, and I think that my video is not in sync with like me talking. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. And I'm just going to look over here at the settings real quick, because this has been Uranus on my ascendant. The past week has been 2 weeks has been not super fun. So anyway, I think that you can see me. Listen, here's the thing. You got the world, okay? Everything, what did I say? Out with the old, in with the new. That's your big theme here. Big theme, okay? The world, the end of the major arcana, okay? So be very proud of how far you've come. I said that from the beginning. You're about to move into this brand new journey, as you know, with those two aces anyway, yeah? This card is attributed to Saturn. Keep that in mind. That's a big deal. Saturn, you becoming the authority, mastery of self, but Saturn natively ruling your second house of self-worth, things that you value, all of that, self-value, and money. Okay? Now, let's see. Wow, you're good. Second week. Let's look at the second week. And I'm sorry, my voice, I can see it. I can see you, Mercury. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. All right. Second week, you've got, Saturn sextile Uranus, Monday the 11th, with Venus conjuncting Jupiter. That's bonkers. And just so you know, because Sagittarius, y'all have been going through so much home and family stuff, your domestic life, children, parents, grandparents, ancestry, roots, the foundations of your life, real estate, a lot of that, property matters. Well, Venus conjuncting Jupiter will be connecting with the North Node this day, which will be conjuncting the moon in Pisces. There you go. We'll talk about it next week. Or the second week. And then you have Mercury sextile Mars the entire week. I mean, it's insane. And lastly, you're going to love this, okay? You've got on Friday, August 15th, Venus, which is in Cancer, 8th house of partnership building, wealth building, yeah? Love, money, which is what Venus rules anyway, trining the North Node, okay? You got some great stuff. And to be honest, just looking at what's going on for you, that's going to be sextiling the moon in Taurus. What a time. Jupiter's going to be... Jupiter's at its degree of exaltation, by the way, the next week. So let's see the second week for you. Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius have to know? What can you expect? Well, that would be 2 at once. There you go. Attributed to Mars and Aries, first decan. So that's a powerful card. And now that you're in this new everything, everything's new. Everything's new. Okay? But you got to put in the effort. You got to want it, right? With that night of, remember, you've got to take that action. Now it's just all, look, he's at the highest point in the castle, his castle. He's got a really great view of his future, planning his next steps, okay? Good stuff. Now, third week. Yeah, we have a triple conjunction in Cancer. By the way, with the moon in Cancer, conjuncting Jupiter, Venus. This is on the 19th, by the way. I told you 19th is going to be a big day, especially for you. That's your 8th house. Again, love, money, but also your transformation. And this is when Jupiter is at its degree of exaltation. Meaning he's at his strongest point. It's a jackpot moment. And then we move into Virgo season. You have the new moon in Virgo. There's some new job, career, profession, career path, or achievement, something happening here. Okay? With the Sun square Uranus as well. Just be flexible. That's on the 24th. Let's see what's going on for you for the third week of August. Yeah. It's over. Your new you. This is kind of like clearing things up now, okay? 10 of Wands. Remember, I said you got to take that action. You got to plan things. And when you move into this new you got the 10 of Wands, okay? So that's 10 is the end of any burden that you've been carrying upon yourself. Maybe you have been doing things where you were, just letting things slide by. Now you were carrying that weight, and we got to drop a couple wands. You can expect some things to end around this week, okay? As part of, and it's not like a, when I say out with the old, in with the new, I hope you understand that's a process. It's not like one day everything ends and everything begins. No, there's a monthly forecast. So it happens in stages and phases. All right. So third week, keep that in mind. It's time to just, again, drop some of those ones. We're a little heavy. Now, the last week is when Venus moves into Leo. Mercury does leave shadow. And then we have that day, Venus, with the 4 aspects. That's humongous. Okay. So remember, that's going to be on Tuesday, August 26th. But the big day would be the 28th, Thursday. Uranus, sextile Neptune. Let's see what's going on for you. That last week of August. Oh, you got the 5 of Pentacles. All right. So there's going to be something ending. You see, you're going through these stages, right? And this whole new journey, and then just making sure that everything's going your way, but there's some things that you still have to unpack. But you got to stop being hard on yourself. You really have to let things go. And it starts here, right? With all of this. And this is higher mind and physical mind. Okay? Very spiritual. But that 5 of Pentacles is saying, yeah, there's still something here with that 10 of Wands. Did you drop some of those wands like I told you to? You got to drop, because now it's like, okay, now there's a little bit of like, there's going to be some change. But you got to initiate the change that you want. Otherwise, change is just going to happen. And you're going to be like, oh, I didn't want that. That's why you got to take control. And you create your reality. I'll clarify that. Well, the universe wanted to clarify it for you. There you go. You drop some of those wands. You let go of what you know you have to let go. There's a lot of here it's like, you've got to be confident and not be hard on yourself. There's a lot here saying that you could be really hard on yourself. Okay. You stop doing that. Look at that. Look at what's waiting for you on the other side. You got the King of Pentacles. The richest king. And this is wealth. But remember, you got Jupiter, Venus in your 8th house of wealth building. You got the Knight of Pentacles here. You got all these pentacles, actually. Well, right there. But anyway, you got new stuff happening, new things coming through, all leading to your wealth. And that can be spiritual wealth. That can be wealth in your family, wealth in your relationship, in your career, wherever you want it. He has the golden scepter. He creates that abundance. Okay. Anything he touches turns to gold. So you're good. Just don't be hard on yourself. Let the things go that you know you have to let go. This is even, these people in the 5 of Pentacles, they're focusing on their plight, right? No, you got to be excited about the change that you are implementing in your life. And there you go. Sagittarius, thanks so much. And yeah, second spread, we're going to go deep. Okay. We'll look at love. We'll look at love and relationships and career and a couple other things. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Really good and legendary members. And next week, we'll go deeper in the aspects. And then I got to fix this voice to mouth thing. Anyway. Thanks so much. I love y'all. All right. Thanks so much, Sagittarius. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.